Hello everyone, I am Vishwara. Today we are discussing about class 12 physics chapter number 4 moving charge and magnetism. In this lecture we will discussing about the solenoid and the toroid. So in this lecture we will discussing about the solenoid and also the toroid. Okay, see here. So see here, the solenoid and the toroid, both solenoid and toroid are two pieces of the equivalent which generate the magnetic field. The television use of the solenoid to generate the magnetic fields needs and the synchrotron used to combination of both to generate the high magnetic field requires. In both solenoid and toroid, we come across the situation of high symmetry where Ampere's law can be conveniently applied. So see here, and this is our solenoid, this is our toroids. So see here our solenoids. What will happen? In this solenoid we shall discuss the long solenoid. By long solenoid we mean that the solenoid length is large compared to its radius. It consists of a long wire wound in this form of helix wire. See here, it is a helix wire. Helical path are there. See, it is our helical path are there here. See, helix wires. So it consists of the long wire wound in the form of helix wire. The neighboring turns are closely shaped. So each turns can be regarded as the circular loop. The net magnetic field is the vector sum of the fields due to all the turns, and wires are used to the winding so that turns are insulated from each other. Okay, what is that? There are the wires are the net magnetic field or is the vector sum of the field due to the falls the turns. It means use of winding so that turns are insulate from each other. Turns are insulate from each other. See, this our insulate from each other. On the time it is a positive and a negative charge are there. It is existers are there. See here, they are exterior. So the this is our exister exterior. So see here, the solenoid is long wire wound in the form of helix. Responsible uniform magnetic field can be produced in the sea in the space surrounded by the tons of wire. The interior of the solenoids. See, this is our interior of our solenoid. See, this is our interior of solenoid. So our solenoids in this field there are the magnetic fields are produced. See here, and this end to S directions are there. So the interior of the solenoids, the magnetic field of solenoids is see the field lines in the interiors are nearly parallel to each other uniformly distributed. See here, these are nearly parallel to each other. See, these are nearly parallel to each other. Uniformly distribute. Okay, it is a uniformly distributed. It is not a irregular distributions are there. It is a uniformly distributed are there close together. What is that? Close together. See here, this is a close to each other, and so these are close to each other, and this indicate the field is strong and almost uniform. It is a strong and almost uniform fields are there. So this is our toroids. Sorry, solenoids. So see here now magnetic field is a tightly wounded solenoid. See, this is our tightly wounded solenoid. This is an insulated wire. The field distribution is similar to that of bar magnet. It is a look like of our bar magnet. As the length of solenoid increase, the interior field become more uniform and the exterior field become weaker. Okay, interior is a more uniform and more stronger, and the exterior field become weaker. So the ideal solenoid characteristic are there. What is that? Ideal characteristic are there. Ideal characteristic are there. So the in ideal solenoids approach when the turns are closely shaped. Okay, the turns are closely spaced. The length is much greater than the radius of turns. It is a much greater than the radius of turns. It is a Ampere's law applied to the circular path whose plane is perpendicular to the page can be used. So there is a weak field inside outside the solenoid. This is a weak field outside the solenoid. An ampere law applied to the rectangular dash path can be used to calculate the magnetic of interior field. See, due to the interior field, we were using that the Ampere's law applied to the rectangular dash. See here, this is a dash rectangular dash path can be used to calculate the magnitude of the interior fields. Okay, so this is our figures are there. The Ampere's law applied to the solenoid. Consider consider that consider an American loop. Sorry, it's a mistake. American, it's not American, it's Amperian loop. Loop is one in the diagram surrounding the ideal solenoid. The loop encloses a small current. There is a weak field external to the solenoid, and the second layer of turns of wire could be used to eliminate the field. Ampere's law can also be used to find the interior's magnetic field of the solenoid. So consider the rectangle with the side L parallel to the interior field and sides W perpendicular to the field. So this is loop 2 in the so loop 1. See your loop 1 and loop 2 are there. So loop 1 and loop 2 are there. Loop 1 is your rectangular loop and loop 2 and it is a circular loop. So loop 2 is the diagram. The side of the length L is inside the solenoid. Contribute the field. This is the side of L. L side as this is the side 1 in the diagram. Side 2, 3 and 4 are contribute the 0 to the fields. Now see here, a slide of length L side inside the solenoid contribute to the field. This is side 1 is the diagrams. So side 2 and 3 are the views, 4 gives the contribution of 0 field. See here, this is loop 2 in the diagram. See, this loop 2 in this diagram. In this loop 2 in this diagram, 2, 3 and 4 is a not a participate to my producing the field, but it is only first. See here, this is our one phase. This is sides 1. The side of length L inside the solenoid contribute to the field. This is side 1. Is the diagram, and side 2, 3 and 4 give contribution of 0 to the field. Okay, so this is gives the field 0. Now the applying Ampere's law gives the integration of B into ds. It is equals to B into ds. Then the path 1 it is equals to integration. We will get that the B into ds it is equals to B into L. What is the length of L? It is represent the path 1. See here, this is our path 1 and this is our path 1 and path 2 are there. So B into B into L. The total current through the rectangular path equals to the current through the each turns multiplied by the number of turns. So B into ds it is equals to B into L, but B it is equals to mu 0 into L. So now solving the Ampere's law of the magnetic field, B it is equals to mu 0, B it is equal to B into L. So mu 0 into n by L into I, but n by L it is equals to small n, the number of turns per unit length, so it is equals to small n. So this is valid only at point near the center of very long solenoids are there. So it will be gives us the v0 it is equals to mu 0 n into Munni. B is magnetic field. B it is equals to Munni. Munni is music mu 0 n into I, where the Ampere's law applied to a solenoids on that time. There is the B magnetic field. B is the Munni. So Munni is mu 0 into n into I. Okay, so it is very easy to remember that. Now see here, our toroids are there. So the toroid is a hollow circular ring of which large number of tons of wire. See here, hollow circular ring, which is large number of tons of wire are closely wound. It can be viewed as a solenoid, which has what a, which has been bent into the circular shape. So it is our, suppose it is our, if it's open in this on that time it is our solenoid, but whenever we are going the circular path on the time it is become a toroid. So bent into the circular shape to close on itself, it is shown in figure. So carrying current I, okay, current carrying I. See here, this is our current carrying I, we shall see that the magnetic field in the open shape inside these points, okay, inside this point. So the what is that exister of the toroid is 0, the field B inside the toroid is constant. Okay, the field B inside the toroid is constant, is the in the magnitude for the ideal toroid or a closely wound turns. So see here, this shows the sectional view of the toroid, the direction of the magnetic field inside magnetic field inside the clockwise as per the right hand thumb rule of the circular loop. Three circular ampere loops are there, 1 2 and 1 3. See here, two circular loops are there, loop 1 and loop 2. See here, this is our loop 1. Okay, see here, this is our loop 1 and this is our loop 2 are there. So there are the two loops are there. There are the circular loop, ampere and loop 1 2. So in figure dash shapes line. So by the symmetry, the magnetic field should be tensiles to each of them and constant in the magnitude for a given loop. The circular area bounded by loop, okay, circular area bounded by a loop. So do both both the toroids, so that the each turns of current carrying wires is cut once by the loop 2 and loop once. Okay, these are loop 2 and loop once. So let the magnitude all along the loop 1 is B1 and all magnitude of there is ampere loops are there. What is that? L is equals to 2 pi R once, and however the loop enclose the current, enclose the no current, so I is equals to 0. Thus the B1 2 pi R1 it is equals to 0 on the time, it is equals to 0. So mu 0 into 0, so this 0. So now thus the magnetic field at any point in the open space inside the toroid is 0. Inside the toroid is 0. See here, it is a 0. But thus, the magnetic field at any point P in the open space inside the toroid is 0. We shall now show that the magnetic field is clockwise. Magnetic field is clockwise. See, this is our clockwise magnetic field are there. Magnetic field is along sorry, magnetic field clockwise. Let the magnetic field along the loop. So it is a magnetic field B2. So B once against the from Ampere's law, L is equals to 2 pi R2. Okay, 2 pi R2 or 2 pi R. See here, 2 pi R or 2 pi R. So, however, from the sections cut, we see that the current coming out from this plane, current carrying out from the plane on the plane of the see, we see that the current coming out of the plane of the paper is cancelled exactly by the current going into it. Thus, the I is equals to 0 and B3 is equals to also B2 is equals to also 0. Let the magnetic field inside the solenoid is B. We shall now consider the magnetic field at point in this point on the time. See here in this the ds on the time the magnetic field is that some things are there. So it is L is equals to 2 pi our this is our L, it is equals to 2 pi R. The current enclosed the IE is the number of turns of toroid coil, and into I, so it will be into 2 pi R, B into 2 pi R, it is equals to B is mu 0 into Ni. So B is equals to mu 0 Ni upon 2 pi R. So we shall now compare to the two results for a toroid and solenoid. We are we re-express, so to make the comparisons easier with the solenoids resultant given in equations. So let R the average radius of the toroid in N be the number of turns per unit length. Then that N is equals to 2 pi R. N is equals to 2 pi R into N. So average perimeters of the toroid multiplied by the number of turns per unit length. So and thus the B is equals to mu 0 into N into I. So the resultant of the solenoid reason for is in an ideal toroid the coils are circular and reality the turns of the toroid coil from a helix, and there is always small magnetic field in a external to the toroids. Okay, so this is our toroids are there. See, sorry, see here, this is our toroids are there. Okay, see, it is our toroids. And also whenever we are discussing about toroids on the time, it is a look, it is a equals to the our solenoids are there. So the value of b0 into b0 into and I upon 2 pi r, it is equals to also b0 into mu 0 into mu 0 and I. So it is in the toroid and also the solenoids. There are the magnetic field is equals to at where r is the average value, radius of r is nearly inside the in this range there is a value of magnetic field. It is equals to same are there. Okay, guys.